Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And in this episode, we're going to take a look at how the Greens get it wrong. Again, and again, and again, and again. They're never right, are they? This time, their hilarious wheeze is the introduction of low traffic neighbourhoods. So bad are they that even the Greens have realised that it's rubbish and they should never have done it. But then what do you expect from stupid people with stupid ideas? Never mind. Let's have a look at this article. Now, coming up in the next few weeks will be local elections. And as we know, they're not much. It's the local council. It tends to be all about sort of dogs and dustbins, doesn't it? But not this time. There's a lot of people are getting very anti about certain things. Their inability to get to work, or the cost of fuel, or Boris having parties, and things like that. National issues are becoming important in the local elections because it gives people a chance to vent, and they can say, right, not voting for them, blah, 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 and off they go and they vote for, if not the opposition, then some independent or whatever, and they will cast their votes in such a way as to drive home a point. And traditionally, the government of the day tends to do poorly, simply because people take this opportunity to vote against them when even they probably wouldn't vote against them in a general election because they're going, well, yeah, okay, but I actually do want them to win because I don't like the opposition. But they'll give them a bloody nose at the locals. And as I say, normally this is about, local issues, but not this time because there's so much going on. As I've mentioned, there's Boris in his party mode. That's not good. You've got the red wall crumbling. You've got the cost of living, cost of fuel. You've got all sorts of things. So I think the Tories are in for a drubbing. But not just the Tories. Green MPs, not MPs, Green councillors are also likely to be disappointed, shall we say, with the results. So here's this article. Now even Green councillors admit that LTNs, that's those low traffic neighbourhoods, cause more harm than good. Party candidates lobby against poorly designed traffic calming measures across London. They're the ones who demanded they were brought in. And now they realise that, gosh, if only we weren't stupid, we could see the blindingly obvious things that people kept pointing out to us, but which we chose to ignore because agenda. Well, now it's come back to bite them because now they're realising, oh yes, we've changed our mind on these things now because they realise they're about to get tossed out on their ear come these votes. Several Green candidates in local elections are now campaigning against the low traffic neighbourhoods that they wanted. Maria Saras, Green candidate in Crystal Palace, called them poorly designed, poorly instigated, poorly thought out and should never have been implemented, but that's Green policy for you. Another argued they had a disproportionate impact on people with disabilities. They're looking for any way of backtracking and making it look as though they're fighting to get them removed when it was them who put them in the first place. Green Party councillors have now joined the ranks of those opposing low traffic neighbourhoods, saying that poorly designed measures can cause more harm than good. Several Green candidates in the upcoming local elections, who are scared about losing their seats, are now campaigning against LTNs, which close some roads to through traffic to try and reduce pollution on residential streets. Doesn't work though, does it? Doesn't work. In fact, it makes pollution worse. Among their criticisms was that the scheme simply forced more cars onto already busy roads and that many were introduced without proper consultation. That's right, so you've got already busy roads, you're forcing more cars onto them, which means that the roads are even busier, the cars are sitting there longer in any particular space, and when you're burning fuel and not going anywhere, that's just pumping that dirt out into the environment longer, whereas opposed to if you speed roads up and allow cars to get to their destinations quicker, they switch off. And the thing is, you want to get cars to travel at around 56 miles an hour as much as possible, because that way they're in their highest gear, being the most efficient for the fuel, burning less fuel per mile, and therefore better for the environment, rather than slowing them down or compressing them or putting them into high traffic areas. But Greens don't understand that because Green people are stupid. We know this. This is a proven fact. If you vote Green, if you have green policies, if you're going net carbon zero, you're stupid. But we'll move on. Cities across the country introduced LTNs soon after the first lockdown in March 2020 as part of their policy to reduce car traffic and encourage cycling and walking. No, it doesn't work like that because people like their cars. Often no proper pre-LTN monitoring was undertaken. That's right, we'll just close this road, they'll say. They won't work out where the traffic's going to go otherwise. It makes it hell on earth for other road users. And then, oh, an ambulance needs to get through there. Suddenly people aren't able to get hold of an ambulance. Oh, look, that house has burnt down. Why is that then? Oh, because the fire engine couldn't come down because we closed the road off with these big concrete bollards. Oh, and why did that happen? Because we're thick as planks. That's why we're Greens. If we had any intelligence, we wouldn't be Greens. We're 4 years of age with our naive outlook on life. Many were met with fierce opposition for inconveniencing drivers, delaying some emergency vehicles and increasing journey times for disabled people. I'll tell you something now. Many years ago in Luton, I lived there at the time, and in one particular area, Bury Park, they decided it would be a brilliant idea if they put these railings up right down the middle of a main road, Bury Park Road, to stop cars turning left and right and U-turning and things like that. So they put these big, heavy fences and railings. They put big concrete planters, put lots of plants in, make it look nice, but these big things there. And then they didn't want cars parking on the side, so they brought the road in and things like that. And so it forced the cars to go, you have to go all the way down and then all the way around and out, and that's fine. It was brilliant idea. Two little problems. One, because the traffic was so heavy, cars just sat there throwing fumes into the air continually, and they'd have to travel all the way up to turn around, travel all the way back down again. So they were doing the journey twice, and so therefore spewing the pollutant into the air twice because they couldn't just turn right and get out of the way. And then having spunked away something like £12 million on this scheme, within a month they had to spend another 2 million, 3 million I think it was, taking it all away because the fire engine that wanted to go up that road in front of all these cars, which couldn't go left and couldn't go right because of all these bollards and all these fences, all this. And so the fire engine just sat in a traffic jam and houses burnt down. And people who were in those houses, well, they burnt down too, didn't they? But that's great. Now that was a Labour government. That was a Labour council. Socialism in action. Stupid people making stupid decisions because they have stupid ideas. And this is why local government is populated with stupid people. Because if they're any good, they wouldn't be working for local government, would they? Let's be honest. The council is the repository of all those people who can't go out into the real world and get a proper job. And so they end up in local councils because, I don't know, they're mental, or they're ill, or they've got a bad back and an employer won't hire me, or I haven't got any qualifications, or I've tried everything and I've failed. So, it's alright, go and work for the council. They'll snap you up. Ridiculous. Anyway, going back to my piece, Charith Gunawadena, a Green councillor in Enfield, North London, and moron, I think, because he's Green, and he wanted this policy, so now he's turning his mind and going, oh, it was wrong, we were stupid. He said LTNs have a disproportionate negative impact on people with protected characteristics, including those on the lowest incomes, those with disabilities, and ethnic minorities. Why would you bring ethnicity into this? They have a disproportionately bad effect on everybody. Or are you saying that we only put them in places where there's brown and black people? I don't understand why the ethnicity there. Anyway, in Enfield, Charith Gondawina, a Green councillor who defected from Labour, oh God, he went from the Socialists to the Greens, he's double thick, last May, has campaigned against that local NTN because of complaints about pushing more traffic onto main roads. Meanwhile, Southwark Green Party told campaign group One Dulwich that LTNs had been introduced with poor levels of engagement, the sense of predetermined consultation, and with limited phasing around implementation. Yeah, but it was the Green Party that wanted them. Despite local opposition, the Central Green Party remains broadly supportive of the schemes. So the Green Party loves these things, but is campaigning to get rid of them. And they think I'm... What? I say they're stupid, and they do this. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I tell you, these people are morons. Anyway, it basically all it is. It's look. They see this picture here. They put these bowers and things in the road to stop cars getting through, but bikes can get through. But they also stop ambulances, police cars, fire engines. And then the traffic that they divert goes and sits in traffic jams elsewhere, making life hell for other people. They are moronic. Absolute mindless people. But then you have to be a green, don't you? Anyway, I shall come up and round this off because it is just an example of double think and no think. Anyway, here we go. Now, of course, one can be environmental without being mental. And it's right. Think of the environment. Reuse things. Don't waste. Be efficient. Drive your car at 56 miles an hour because that's the best speed you can go. You're in the highest gear. Your car is designed to be most efficient at 56 miles an hour. If you're driving in fourth or third or second, you're not using your car efficiently and you're burning more fuel and creating more pollution. See, the sensible thing to do is get cars to accelerate up to their 56 miles an hour, travel, consistently, and then stop when they get to their destination. Forcing them to go round this bend, we'll close this road, we'll do this, and we'll force them into this. It's terrible for the environment. The trouble with the Greens, and by Greens, I don't mean people who are environmentally aware. I think I'd best explain. When I say the Greens, I don't mean someone like anyone. If you're concerned about the environment, you may be green, but you're not the Greens. The Greens being the Green Party, because they're obsessed. And they're not very bright, and they say do this, do this, do this. Oh yes, I'm sure they're all very fine and worthy and virtue signalling and great, but they're stupid if they think people are going to change, and they're stupid if they think that anything we do makes one jot of difference, while China is opening 6 coal power stations a week. They would have us living in caves, and it would do no good. So, rather than making life miserable, we should just ignore them, make life as well as we can, and then work on China. Now, if you want to make China green, that's easy. Stop buying their shit. It's as simple as that. But while you continually buy Chinese stuff, China will continue opening power stations. We can shut down China tomorrow. We just stop buying stuff. And that's the best way of saving the planet. Not making everybody eat lentils and fart their way along a road on a bicycle. Just stop buying Chinese stuff. The world will be saved. Anyway, I'm going to round off here. If you like what I say and do on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like. Leave a comment. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and goodbye.